Happy Friday afternoon. It is Friday the 26th of February, and this is your weekly shout out and update of what's going on in finance and IT and what's happening with the City Council and other related matters. Just moving forward on the City Council agenda on March the 1st, we have a couple items on the agenda. We have the CDBG funding recommendations, and then we have a recommendations about the fire master plan. And this is really an interim step that Chief Olson is taking to get some feedback from the City Council about some of the costs and how do we bridge the gap to provide a fifth fire station in the southern part of the city. Then on March the 3rd, we've got a closed session with the City Council to talk about labor negotiations for fire and police. And then on the 15th, we got quite a packed agenda. We've got two tax-exempt finance hearings for affordable housing projects, one on Orcutt and one on Broad Street for the Ironworks projects. These are both related to the city's major city goal, and certainly excited to see this happen, and it's part of our partnership that we have with the Housing Authority of San Luis Obispo. From there, Chief Cantrell will be making a presentation on the 5-year strategic plan for the police department. A lot of exciting things happening in that strategic plan, and really excited to see that happen. Greg Herman was part of the team that worked on that, and it's great to see the chief move forward and with that plan, and really see some continuity in that plan, and it provides for some real thoughtful ideas about what the police department can do in terms of advancing its job and role in serving the community. We've also got the Ledge platform that night brought by Christine Dietrich, and then we have a discussion of the Democracy Voucher Program. And then the City Council will be taking up the issue of whether or not to accept the Nacimiento full allocation, which has some cost implications for the department. From there, moving to the first meeting in April, we have a couple public hearings. One is on the Los Osos Valley Road specific plan for some proposed senior and other housing. This was an outcome of the land use and circulation element update. And then we have a construction board of appeals for work that was done without a permit. And this is going to be a pretty significant hearing brought forward by the chief building official and her staff related to alleged building code violations. And then last, Citygate will be providing an update to the fire master plan and bring the final information and recommendations relative to how we're going to continue to serve the community with all the growth and development that's occurring. A little bit on the finance side, Vilma has been working diligently to find a temporary staff member to fill in with Lori leaving, and so Tracy is going to be filling in and doing payroll until we can find a temporary person. We do have the job out for recruitment, and we've got a couple internal candidates, and we'll be looking out to the outside to fully round out that pool, and then we'll be doing interviews as soon as we can. But we are looking for a temporary person to come in and help fill in, because Tracy is really going to be needed in the upcoming months and assisting Zena with the development of the supplemental budget for 16-17. A couple other updates. The cost allocation plan, Vilma is providing some information to our consultant to wrap that up. We've also got Marjorie, who's working on an RFP for business license compliance. And then we just received notification from B of A that we need to reach out to the banking community and look for a new banking partner in Treasury. And so Vilma is working with GFOA and myself to prepare an RFP to get that out for new banking services. On the IT side, Jason has officially transitioned to the Control Systems Administrator position, and Jason's also attending the Municipal SCADA Security Conference. We've got Nick, who's been working on Fire Station 3 radio maintenance. Lennon has been working on a presentation, some cost analysis with Miguel relative to Office 365. Eric Mortensen has been working on police and voice print to finalize public safety audio recording project. And Eric Geddes and Simon are working on the EnerGov data migration, which is all ready to go. We're now just waiting for EnerGov to get back to us and when they can make that happen. We've been coordinating with CDD. Mary Andrews has been updating the neighborhood officer map for the police department. And then Mary's also working on standardizing the map following the city's style guide. And we've been also working with our partners in utilities on a countywide water distribution map and understanding the regional water system. And then we've been also working, GIS has been partnering with our friends over at Cal Poly on the career fair, and we're trying to make sure that we can get folks into key internship positions, so we continue to have GIS professionals out in supporting both local government and other opportunities. Want to just switch now to what's happening with GFOA. We met all last week, as many people know. We got a list of their recommendations. Our next step is we will be receiving their proposed final report sometime the middle of next week. Greg and I will be pouring through that report and making some changes and refinements to the language, and then we'll be moving that report forward and distributing it to the entire city team, department head team, and then reaching out and then presenting that plan to the city council sometime, which is currently scheduled for April 16th. A lot of recommendations. We're giving a lot of thought about how to sequence this, and if you have any thoughts and ideas about who we need to get in touch with to talk about the recommendations, or if you have ideas about what you heard when they were last here, by all means reach out to Greg or myself. We want to make sure that your thoughts and ideas are fully baked into the report, and if there's any red flags in terms of the recommendations that are being made, we definitely want to hear those now. Thanks everyone for the fantastic work. We had a great DISC training this week, and I was really delighted to see a lot of the folks already digging into the feedback from the DISC assessment tool. I want to let everyone know that Monica and her team are doing the research for those of you that haven't had a chance to take DISC, so that you have an opportunity to do the assessment and learn a little bit about your style, your traits, and the things that ultimately make you tick. Because ultimately, I think this is the kind of tools that help us understand each other better, help us build trust, help us understand what we can do to be a better team. And really, those are the kind of things that we're going to need moving forward to get through some of the challenges we have in terms of process improvements and system changes. Have a wonderful weekend, everyone. Looks like, unfortunately, we're going to have another dry weekend and maybe some rain sometime next week. Be safe, get some rest, enjoy your time with the family, and I'll see everyone on Monday.